Hello everybody. I know I've not done a lot of videos recently, but I will be uploading a new video every Sunday, possibly with some in between as well, but there will be a video at least once a week. So that's something new that I'm going to do my absolute best to stick to. I really want to get more into video. It's something that I find a lot easier to edit and deal with. I do love blogging and I do love writing and taking photos, but I'd like to definitely get more of a mixture going on. So yeah, you can look forward to that. And if you're not subscribed already and you do like watching me ramble on, then please do click the subscribe button, because there will be a lot more going on than what you've been seeing previously. So today I'm joining in with the random tag with Mr. and Mrs. T+3, which I shouldn't say anymore because it's actually just Amy Treasure, and Abby from You Baby Me Mummy. I've done a couple of their VLOGSTARS monthly question type videos before, but again that's something that I will be sticking to going forwards. I think the last one I did was the TMI tag, which is a mammoth video, so if you did want to find out more about me, if you're actually interested, I don't know where anyone would be, but you can scroll back through and find that, and I'll definitely try and make them a bit shorter going forwards. So the first question is, how did you get your YouTube username? It's just my name, isn't it? I should really try and change it to my blog name, but I don't know how you do that, so it's something to look into, but it's just Lucy Melissa Smith because that's who I am. If you could change your name to anything, what would it be? The first thing that comes into my head is obviously Princess Consuela Banana Hammock, but I think that's already been taken, so I think I'll just go with Lucy Melissa Williams, which is Michael's surname. I feel like I shouldn't have told you that, but I'm sure you could find it out quite easily. At least it means we'd finally be getting married, so yeah, that would be perfect. If you could go back in time and give your younger self advice, what would it be? I'm just going to stick to a couple of points. I have written a few bits down. So I got really badly bullied at school, so if I could go back and talk to myself about bullying, I would obviously say that you'll get through this. You know, it gets a lot better, it won't last forever, and everything changes after school. When you're at school you think that that is everything because of course you spend so much time there, it's your life. But when you leave, you find that it just didn't matter as much as you thought it did. And, you know, I went to college and I made some amazing friends. And I hear that story over and over again from people that get bullied. You're not going to get bullied at college, believe me, it's completely different. So, yes, I would tell my younger self that because I was just a mess all the time. I was so upset and depressed about it. I didn't used to go to school a lot. In my last couple of years, so I would definitely like to give myself some advice about that. On my relationship, I've been with my partner for 8 years now, so it's more or less my first proper relationship when I was 17. I would tell myself to stop being so insecure and stop picking this to pieces, just enjoy it. He does really love you, and it's taken a long time for me to realise that, but just go into things wholeheartedly. Don't be scared of getting hurt. That's no way to live life. And lastly, we weren't trying for Lily actively because we didn't think that I could really have children, and we'd not really used anything for a long time, and I think we were just gonna wait till we were a bit older and try and tackle it then. But I would say to you that, believe it or not, no matter how much she used to moan about how she couldn't possibly be right, your mum was right. You can have children, you have already got an amazing child. She's the best thing that will ever happen to you, or so far anyway. Just relax. When you relax, things make a difference, things happen. And you don't need to be in so much pain emotionally about it. You don't need to feel so broken about it. It's easy for me to say because I've now got Lily, and looking back there was no way, you know, it might not have happened, but because I know that in hindsight I would be able to go back and tell myself that it's going to be okay, and that would have changed so much. So I got a bit of a cold. How old were you when you first learned to blow a bubblegum bubble? I still can't do it. It really annoys me. They're like, oh, just get a bit to the side and do this with your tongue and do that with your tongue. No, I don't get it. It doesn't work for me. What did you want to be when you were little? I wanted to be a doctor or a nurse, a teacher, a zoologist or a vet or a journalist. So I was going quite broad spectrum there. Obviously, I would say that being a blogger is kind of like being a journalist, sort of, especially if you do writing for other publications and stuff like that. So kind of feel like I've achieved a little bit of a life goal. What do you order at Starbucks? I haven't been to Starbucks for ages because everywhere I go around here just seems to be Costa. But I used to go with my friend Hayley. Hello if you're watching. We used to go a couple of times a week and we'd buy each other one drink one day and then the next she would buy it, blah blah blah. And I used to have a pumpkin spice latte in the autumn and the winter and a caramel macchiato in the summer with, like, you know, the one where they put the caramel like crissy cross bits over it. Oh, delicious. The hardest you've ever laughed. Now, I couldn't think of anything in particular, which is silly because my entire life is just full of just laughing at everything. Michael and I always have we're in fits of hysterics most of the time. Me and my mum are always joking and laughing, usually people watching and that sort of thing. And when my grandma gets involved, well, she just says these things that are just like, what? She's so funny. My grandma Jan isn't with us anymore. She's my other grandma, but she was hilarious. Her and my dad together was just so funny. She once fell through one of those, you know, those pub chairs where it's kind of like a long seat. She sat on it and she weighed like nothing, and she fell into it. It like snapped like an alligator. My uncle's quite funny. He usually makes me laugh. There was one joke he told which is absolutely terrible, but it creased me up for ages. He told me to go to the kitchen and he went, the commonest type of owl is the teat. Look around and you'll find it. And I was like, what? And I spent ages looking, and then he said, say it all together. I said, say what? He said, say the name of the owl. And I was like, what? The teat owl? And then for some reason I just found that absolutely hilarious. Mike's family are really funny as well. I always have a laugh with them. So I can't actually remember the hardest I've ever laughed because it's just constant. That's just all we do, which is good, really. What instrument would you like to be able to play and why? Either the guitar or the drums. I'm really into like heavy metal and rock and that sort of thing, and I've always been really envious of people's long guitar solos and stuff like that. I've tried a couple of times, but it's just not something that I'm very good at. It's not something I've got a natural flair for, but I think if I stuck at it, it's probably something I could do. Michael and I have both got guitars in the garage, which we've had for years, and neither of us really know what we're doing. I remember Michael was trying to learn off YouTube, or I think he had a DVD at one point, and he was going E, 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 G, 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 and they were like the only chords he knew. And he was like, he just kept walking around doing that for ages, and I was like, you're going to learn any more, or you're just going to play these two chords over and over again? What do you do when you're upset? I cry, like, until I have no more tears, but it does make me feel better. I go and get huge hugs off Michael and my mum. I eat chocolate and cake because that solves everything. Have a nice bath, and I just make sure I'm nice and warm and cosy and have a little place to get over it. My favourite movie, I like anything by Quentin Tarantino. They're my favourites. All of the X-Men movies are just something about them that I adore. But my favourite movie is probably Scott Pilgrim. I don't know why, I just love it. And I like all of the Twilight films and the Harry Potter films, which is just really stereotypical for my age, but you know, it's got to be a reason so many millions of people like them. I think it's because we've read the books, and I really enjoyed the books for both sets of series as well. So yeah, they're both pretty magical. A food you couldn't live without? Cheese. I bet you were expecting I would say chocolate, but it's actually cheese. Just how would we live in a world without cheese? We'd have to go and steal some from the moon or something. A favourite dessert? I like it when you go to a pub and they've got those sharing desserts. and it's like chocolate brownie ice cream covered in Smarties with flakes and Maltesers, and yeah, I love those. Big like fudge sticks sticking out of them. I always try and get Michael to share them with me, but yeah, I have had them myself on occasion. I haven't finished them though, but sometimes it's like only £1 more than the normal sized ones, so it's completely fine and justified. I also like, still on ice cream, Ben & Jerry's Half Baked, which is the nicest one they do. I've not found one to beat that. My favourite pizza topping, so that is prawns, pepperoni and mushrooms, and I get it from a place called Crunchies with a K, which is in Lee. Would you rather have the superpower to read minds or the superpower to be invisible? Definitely read minds, because I just love to know what people are thinking and not be in the dark. It makes things so much easier with arguments, and you know, there would be no issues anywhere with that. What did you do for your last birthday? We were supposed to go to Farmer Ted's, but it was closed just on my birthday, which was like, we got there and I was like, oh. So we kind of had a little pootle along, and we went to Formby instead for the first time, which is like a lovely beach towards Liverpool Way, and that was lovely. I had some gorgeous photos of Lily. It was a really, really nice time for something so unexpected. So that was me, Michael, my mum and Lils. If you had one personal selfish wish, what would it be and why? This is probably something that you would expect of me, and something that a lot of people would like, and that is an hourglass figure with a brand new wardrobe, because I'm pretty certain I've only got about 4 things that I just keep on wearing in rotation. New hair, because I've not had my hair cut since my birthday in April and it's looking really bad, and some like angelic soft skin. Just, yeah, I'd like to just smell amazing constantly and just look lovely, and yeah, just be so much easier to get out of bed and get dressed in the morning. And I think I'd be happier. I think I'd be, you know, more confident. I'd be good for my self-esteem, and I think it would make a big, big difference to my life. So that was the random questions tag, and I will be back again this time next week, if not sooner, with something else to talk about. I haven't really decided what yet, so if you've got any ideas of what you'd like me to talk about, please pop it in the comments below. Thank you, bye!